Hello. Today I'm going to go ahead and reshoot some of my earlier braiding videos now that I've got a slightly better setup so that you can see more of what my hands are doing in the screen instead of my hands kind of moving off screen a lot. So this video I'm going to cover the basic finger looping moves. That's going to be the open, closed, and what Masako calls linking, and I'm going to refer to as Overtwist. And when I get to the Overtwist part, I'll explain why I use a different name. So the first thing we're going to cover is the open move, and that's where you're going to take a finger from your opposite hand. You can either use your pinky or your ring finger. Doesn't matter, whichever is more comfortable for you, and whichever one makes it more easier for you to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our finger through each of the loops. As you can see, I'm going through each of the loops, and the open move, you're going to put your finger in that last loop, and this is called the active loop right here. This is the one that we're going to pull. So you can either reach upward and link it like this so that it comes through the other loops. Okay, and then at this point you're going to stretch your hands. Here I can't quite stretch as far out as I want to, but you want to be able to stretch your arms out so that they're almost parallel to the strings, so that way you can get a nice good tension. So here after making that move, we're going to go ahead and take this finger, the now empty finger, put it inside that middle loop, take our middle finger out of it, put it into the one in the ring finger, and take it out. Alright, and then we're going to do that open move again, so through all of the loops into this one. And now there's a different way to do it besides reaching up. You can actually rotate your hand down. See if I can move. And what you're going to do is you're going to grab that loop from the bottom and let go and bring it across. So I'm going to walk that loop up. Now, if you are already familiar with European finger looping, you're going to notice that we're kind of doing this, the best way I can describe is upside down and backwards. So whereas in European looping, this is our active finger and this is the active loop, and you go through the loops on the same hand to grab. So that way you're actually, in European, you're building from the from the middle outwards, whereas Japanese is building from the out inward. So so just to go over the open move one more time. So through, hook that loop, let it go, pull it through, spread your arms, walk those loops up, and one last time. So initially, when you're grabbing the loop, whether it's for the open or the closed, it doesn't matter which side of the loop you grab it from, either the top or the bottom. As you advance and you get into some of the more complex braids, then it starts to make a difference. But until then, it doesn't matter. You can go either way, whichever one is best for you. So if you continue to do the open move over and over again, what you'll end up creating is two braids at the same time. And that's because the top loops and the bottom loops never exchange position, and so they end up braiding up top and down at the bottom. So to make a different braid, there's another move called the closed move. And so we're going to begin like the beginning, or like the open move, and we're going to put our fingers through the loops. This time we're going to reach from the outside of the loop, and we're going to reach down to grab it. And this is one of the reasons why I'm using bicolored, so that you can see what happens when I do so. So this time, what happened is by grabbing the loop from the outside, we're actually rotating that loop, so that the top becomes the bottom and the bottom becomes the top. So stretch and move, and again. So again, just like with the open, it doesn't matter which side of it you grab it on. So as long as it makes it easier, whatever is easier for you to do to hook. So when you grab it from the outside, you're always going to give it a twist. So one more time so that you can see. All right. So, and that is the open and closed moves. Now, if you continue to do the closed move over and over and over again, what you'll get is a square braid. So those are both very useful. But then you're probably wondering, well, how do I make those flat braids? Well, a very easy way to do that is to do what's called the open-closed two-step method. And then I'll show you the four-step method. So we're just going to do an open move. And then we're going to do the closed move. And you just repeat. Open, closed. Open, closed. Open, keep wanting to go to the close. So it's open, closed. And that's the two-step method, and that's going to get you a very simple flat braid. And another slightly more complex way to do this is the four-step, and that is open once, twice, 3 times open, and then you're going to do a closed on that fourth step. So it's open once, open twice, open 3 times, and then closed on that fourth one. And that will also get you the very similar looking flat braid. Now what you can do with the fourth step is you could actually make your closed moves more numerous. You can do it 2, 3, 4 times in a row, and then you go back to your open moves for the open, and so on. And so by doing that, by carefully measuring the number of times you do an open move and closed move back to back like that, is you can actually create a piece of trim that has built-in buttonholes. So not quite a period use for reenactments, but it does give you a nice pretty piece of trim with built-in buttonholes. So that is the open and closed moves, and that it's a 3 very simple braids to do. Let me go ahead and move the camera down to show you what those different braids look like. Now the tension is going to be off on these very much because I haven't been able to tighten it properly, but as you can see, here's our open. So we have 2 different, oh, there we go, got you in frame. So this is our open. So this tightened would look like this, and it would be a square braid. And then the flat braids, again, would look like this, but much more tightly done. So, I'll have to post some other photos on my blog corresponding to these that shows how to do or what those different moves look like, especially since my blog now lets me do gallery photos within the blog post. So, all right, And I promised what the Overtwist would look like. So this is a move that Masako calls linked, and this is what it does. So what's going to happen is we're going to end up doing 2 closed moves at once. And the easy way to do it is to literally do 2 closed moves at once. So we'll do the closed move as normal, and then we're going to put it back on this finger down here, just right off there, and then we're going to do that again. And what happens is it gives this loop a 360-degree twist that allows the top and bottom to be linked together into one braid while maintaining color orientation of your top and bottom strands. And she calls that linking. Now, the problem with that is that there's another set of moves, which I'll explain when I get to the hand looping move sections, that is also called linking, that doesn't act like that at all. And so because it's doing a 360 twist instead of the 180, I call it an overtwist. Kind of hopefully to make it more clear to braiders on what they're supposed to do. So again, the easy way to do it is to just do 2 overtwist moves in a row. We'll just temporarily transfer it back to the original hand. We'll do that closed move again, and we're all set. Now, that's can be a little slow until you can get really used to that. If you're feeling more adventurous, an easier way to do that is to go ahead and do it without going through these so that you can more clearly see what I'm doing. So basically, to do the overtwist in one move, you're going to go all the way around the loop, hook that bottom hook, or the bottom part of the loop, and you're going to bring it back over. So your index finger is going to get trapped. So if you can, try to give your finger a little bit of room and let go. And as you can see, the black part that was on top still stays on top. So, and that can work in the other way too. You can reach all the way under, over all the way to the top, put your finger through, let that roll off your finger, and there you go. So again, just like doing the regular closed moves or the open moves, it doesn't matter which way you go with that, you know, until you get to be more practiced. Now, so that is the open, closed, and the over twist. So I hope you enjoyed this reshot video, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.